I think it is high time for us to ask ourselves the question of if Naira Marley is running the record label or some kind of a slavery or secret cult group. We all remember sometimes ago, MOHBAD and some other guys came online talking about how Naira Marley attacked them and all that and all stuff like that. And yesterday again, another video surfaced on how Naira Marley asked some people in the Malian group to beat up MOHBAD and some of his friends, and they simply because MOHBAD wants to change his manager and all of that, and everything went out of proportion, and there was physical situation whereby they went physical on each other and all. So MOHBAD apparently showed us bruises. The other guy as well that happens to be his friend and everything did same thing. So my question is this: as a record label owner, your duty is your duty to molest and embarrass your artist or to protect your artist? My answer is your duty as a record label owner. I don't care whatsoever the situation may be. Your duty is to protect your artist, because that's like your source of income, what you've invested in so much, and the brand, the physical appearance and all of that is so vital for you to protect the artists no matter what the situation might be. For example, when Lukaku was at Chelsea, yeah, and he needed to leave, he wasn't cool with the whole situation of everything that was going on. Despite the fact that Lukaku was going to the media saying all sorts of things, there was no major backlash from the administration of Chelsea themselves, the boards themselves. You understand? It wasn't as if they came online to say, oh, Lukaku is also a bad person. Whenever he uses the toilet, he doesn't flush and all of that. Rather, they kept mute and went through the whole process the right way. That is simply because they paid for this guy, and everything is their investment, just like MOHBAD is an investment to Naira Marley. And it's so funny the way everything always happens. It always looks like some gang banging shit whereby it's always about them beating someone up and doing all that. And it's not looking funny anymore. And I think the authority really needs to look into the kind of activities going behind closed door at these so-called Malian organizations. You understand? You don't ask people to beat up your artist. I don't care whatsoever the situation might be. I can still remember that year when they said Dilly was threatening Runtown. I think Runtown came and he said he pointed a gun at him, and all these things always happen in the industry simply because investors on artists always feel like artists don't have a say. Things have to go their way and all of that. Remember what Suge Knight also did to Dr. Dre when all of them were together. I think Tupac was close to having the same experience, but luckily for him, something of such never happened. That's simply because Tupac knows how to play his game and he finds his way around Suge Knight and all. So it's so crazy for artists out there and what most of them are going through. Most especially when they start making money for the record label or their the person that invested or signed them. And you know, you need to understand that as an artist, they have a lifestyle to maintain as well. And most artists are always, how will I put it, eager to sign deals. At the end of the day, they sign deals that doesn't work for them, and as they grow in the industry, they get to understand how the industry works, and they realize that, oh, there needs to be an adjustment to my contract and all of that. That is where most of all these problems always comes from. When it comes to adjustment of contract, when artists feel like I am making less, I'm putting in the work, you are sitting down making almost everything while I am making less. So artists now tends to want to change all the scenario and, you know, wants a better contract that will fit into their lifestyle and how people literally see them. So whenever this start occurring, that's when the investors start having problem, because they feel like as an artist you're not supposed to say anything and you're an ingrate. Whatsoever way they bring the whole thing, that is how you should accept it and all, which literally doesn't work that way. You understand? And I always tell artists, before you sign your contract, call your lawyer. Not just your lawyer, call a lawyer that understands music business, entertainment business, the clauses, the do and don'ts, and always understand before you sign any contract. Every contract we signed are all adjustable with clauses. You understand? I remember whenever people reach out to me to help them draft their contract or give them idea on how to draft their contract, they always realize that I always put crazy clauses. You understand? And why is simply because I believe if no one is trying to rape you, they shouldn't be worried about the clauses that comes with your contract. They should be more worried on, oh, does this works? How is this going to work? Is this going to benefit the both of us now, in the future, later, and all of that? But due to the fact that most of the people, you know, we Nigerians, we are wired to be greedy. We are wired to never want to see the other guy succeed. As far as we are the one paying them, you understand? It's a Nigerian thing. Once we are the one in charge of the paycheck and we're the one calling the shot, we feel like you're supposed to be under me. It's a Nigerian thing. And artists, you need to be very careful. You understand? Look around you before you sign your contract. If there is a label chasing you, take your time. Don't go into deal with them yet. You can do your first project with them. Don't make it official. Tell them you're not signing. Just make it like, how will I put it? Like a one-time thing. Okay, I'm going to do this track for you. Take this track. Let's talk about this split sheet and everything. See how that one goes first before you start getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And you should understand that there are some contracts you can literally sign with record label, investor, anyone. And this is how you can do it. You can sign one track. You'll be like, I'll give you one track for 6 months. After that one track, if the whatsoever income works fine, then it's all good by you. That situation, your investor tends to end up being the one paying for promotional materials, your APK designs and everything. You have right to the material, just like your investor is going to have right to the material. You understand? Then both of you find a balance ground to make sure things work out the perfect way. Sign a deal that is going to work in your favor and your investor's favor. It's very vital. Don't just rush out because you want to blow your good and you want people to hear you out there and everything. At the end of the day, you have yourself to be blamed. Look at what is happening to MOHBAD presently. He gets bullied by all these guys all the time. Probably maybe because they are frat, he doesn't belong to any frat. He feels like this is not good for him and all. The only line Marley is going to come out and tell us is this. I be a kini to tibere, kini to and everything. That's the only lie he's going to come out and tell us. That is what they do to almost all these guys. I remember Dave Chappelle, when he had his gig and he made millions of US dollars, and only for I've forgotten the whatsoever company, only for them to come and meet him that he only made, I think, $5,000 or $50,000, and out of that they still need to take almost everything, and he'll be left with maybe $200 or $150. I can't even remember the whole story. So you can imagine how crazy it is. I feel like the only person that has been able to do it successfully without having any problem with the artist remains Olamide. You understand? Even Davido is a rip-off. For most of you that doesn't know, is a fucking rip-off. Most of the materials Davido uses to get to where he is now were written for him by 1 or 2 people. Fine, there is a mutual agreement. They give him those materials. But is he paying them royalties? These are the questions you should ask yourself. Is he paying royalties? Someone like Yonda now, if Yonda is actually to call out Davido and sue him, Davido is going to pay crazy money. Sometimes back it was close to $300 million and 300 million naira that was supposed to pay Yonda. According from a reliable source, I heard the story from someone, which I'm not going to go into details. You understand? And you do know how many materials they've written for him. Maybe some might be buy off. You understand? But I am very sure no artist will be very stupid to say, buy off my material and never come back. Even though when Tenny did Agogo Koro and everything for Davido, she was stupid to have given that song away. I understand how business was being done or whatsoever. She would never have admit that mistake that she made back then by giving Agogo straight to David without having royalties and all those things, as you know, as the songs goes on, play and getting streams and all of that and getting all these crazy numbers. So for artists out there, it's ideal for you to be very careful. Watch the personality of the person you want to go into. Davido has never asked any of his artists to get beaten. That's one thing I respect about him, even though there's been shit with his manager and all. But I think as time goes on, he was able to outgrow all those things and realize that, oh, this is how you treat people professionally. For me, Marley needs to watch the way he's doing things. I don't think he's clean in all this scene. You said he was biting everybody. Bro, I'll bite the fuck out of everybody when 10 people are trying to beat me up. What the fuck are you saying? I'll literally bite everybody. If that's the only weapon that I can use, to defend myself. This is the second time this whole shit is going to happen that we know about. What about the ones that has been happening that none of us know about? Have we ever put that into consideration? These are questions we should ask ourselves. Artists, you need to be careful before you get all these deals, all in the name of, oh, I need to get signed and all of that. Artists, you need to be extremely careful. You need to watch the psychological aspect of the people you're dealing with.